actor I've ever been. I turned to her and I smiled, I'm so happy, I love you. Give her a hug. And in that moment, and I'm a big guy, there's very few times where I've felt physically weak in my knees, where I was going to physically collapse. I walked around the corner, she walked over to get me my lunch, and I felt my knees buckle. And I remember I just looked up and I just said, God help me here, because I can't spend time with the son I already have. I can't afford the family I already have. And here I am bringing another child into this situation, to this mess, really is what it was. It was a nightmare. We still had our one-bedroom apartment. We still had a broken down car. And I didn't have time, and everything just came flooding to me. Well, when this one has Daddy Done a Day, hopefully Grandma can step up and sub in for me. And I just remember I had this moment of just feeling worthless. And I didn't know what to do. Now that night, I had a sleepless night, and I had a sleepless week of nights. One of those things that our little crummy apartment had ceiling just like this, and I was sitting there counting the dots in the particle board. And I couldn't sleep. And my wife said, Kevin, what's going on with you? And I said, well, I'm frustrated. I'm like, I've been with 4Life, I feel like I'm doing a good job. I love 4Life. I'm not going to make any money if I stay at 4Life. This is where the corporate people have to close their ears, plug it up and stuff, okay? It was the greatest company in the world. I knew that. But I wasn't going to be in a place where I could make the kind of money I wanted to make. Now, it's not the money, right? It's the time and the freedom. And I said, I'm not going to do that here. And I walked in, and Nathan and I, at this point, we answered to this vice president, and we had what we called performance evaluations. They probably still do that every year, right? You get your annual evaluation. And I remember Nathan had put a good word in for me, and I was working hard, and I walked in, and this vice president said, hey, Kevin, come on in. Sat down, and he started off with something that I was like, this gotcha moment. He said, Kevin, out of all the mid-management, you were one of the top 3 when it came to your performance evaluation. You're doing a fantastic job for us. He goes, only thing we want to see you improve is right here. Everything else straight across the board, you're doing wonderful. One of the best evaluations I'm going to give. The easiest evaluation I'm going to give this year. And I was like, I got you. You just told me I'm doing a good job. Well, good job means what? Good raise, right? And I knew that 4Life had this policy, like most companies do, about what this is the cost of living raise, here's your evaluation, your performance raise. And so I knew what to shoot for. And so I just said, listen, my wife just told me we're having another baby. He's like, oh, congratulations. And I said, yeah, sure. I'm supposed to be excited too, right? And he said, well, what can we do for you? I said, I need to get a bigger raise. I've been here for 6.5 years. I want to get a bigger raise. And he said something I think at the time, he was saying it as an excuse or a cop-out, but it totally resonated with me differently. He said, Kevin, kind of give me your job description. What are your responsibilities? I said, well, I take care of some of the top distributors. Okay, that's great, that's great. I could tell he's fishing for something. And I said, well, I helped train on the compensation plan. At that time, Nathan or I had to actually give you a certification that you were compensation plan certified in order to answer phone calls, right? So we had to go through, we'd give a little test, we'd walk into a room and do a little interview. We'd say, okay, well, how much do we pay on the second one? What's the infinity bonus in this situation? And if you got certified, then we'd sign it off and you could be on the phones. He goes, so you train on the compensation plan? I said, yes. And he goes, and after all this time, you're not sure where 4Life has put the percentages? He goes, I can only give you this much of a raise because, quite simply, this company has been built upon the distributors having the lion's share of the percentages. And when he said that, I think it was like him trying to say, okay, I'll try to work out a little bit more, but just keep realistic. Temper your expectations. It didn't hit me like that. I went home And I had this moment where I was like, where is the money? And why am I not following it? I know Transfer Factor works. Think about this. I had 6 years of testimonials. I mean, I had people telling me every day. And it wasn't anything that I ever even said, hey, so how's Transfer Factor working for you? People were excited, right? Excited people share information. I had people telling me every day, Transfer Factor did this, Transfer Factor did that. And I was like, wow, this is an incredible product. I saw internally David and Bianca Lisenby, the way that they operated their business. I never saw one thing in 6.5 years that made me concerned or lose confidence. So I knew the company was in good hands. I knew the culture of science, success, and service, together building people. I knew the culture was pride. And I said to myself, so now you truly realize that if you want to be able to take ownership of your life, you're with the right company, get on the right side of things. And so I said, that's the plan. And I went home and I had another one of those nights, just staring at the ceiling. And my wife said to me, okay, this is getting ridiculous. You've got insomnia, you can't sleep. She's all, at this point, we're getting our employee allotment of product. She's telling me, take Sleep Right, take Fiber NJ nighttime. She's like, next time you go in to get your employee product for the month, don't get the Transfer Factor, get something that can help you sleep. And I'm just like, no, babe, this isn't something that I think any melatonin or kava is going to fix. I'm like, this is something that my mind is racing right now. So she said, you care to fill me in on what's on your mind? And I said, yes, tomorrow. So, the next day, I called up this man. Now, I like to tell people I got to interview my sponsor for 6 years because I talked with all of these up-and-coming distributors from day one. And so I called up Dave. I called up Dave for a selfish reason because I saw that Dave was developing more than just business. Something that I see with the A-Team too, right? This is more than just business. This is relationships. It's the culture of giving. It's service. It's about rising together, right? It's about edifying each other as leaders and going together. I saw that Dave Daughtry was doing that. I saw that most of the leaders that were up and coming were in Dave Daughtry's group. And so I said to myself, if I want to go where they're at, maybe I need to be with who they are. And so I called up Dave Daughtry, and we developed a close relationship at this point. For 6 years, I was working very closely with him in one capacity or another. And I just called him up and I said, Dave, he goes, everything okay? And I said, my wife's pregnant. And he went through the congratulations, Phil. I said, thank you, thank you. However, it's brought me to a crossroads. And he said, is everything okay? And I said, what if I told you that I want to become a For Life distributor? He said, well, Kevin, you can't be a corporate employee and a For Life distributor. I said, I realize that. You have to pick one or the other. I said, I realize that. He said, do you want to chase your dreams? And I said, absolutely. And he said, then what are you waiting for? He said, let's do it. That's all I said. It wasn't this great big, most of you, if you've met Dave Daughtry, he can talk sometimes. It wasn't like one of those conversations. This was just, let's do it. He said, let's do it, Kevin. So that was the easy phone call to make. The next phone call was to my wife. And I said to her, listen, I'm coming home for lunch. Wait, you're coming home for lunch? I go, yeah, I want to talk to you. So I walk in, she's sitting there, and I said, I think I found a solution. I'm pretty proud of myself, right? I think I found a solution. She goes, what's the solution? I said, I'm going to quit my For Life job. And she didn't even let me get the second part of the solution out. What? I thought you found a solution. Yeah, I'm going to leave my job, and I'm going to become a For Life distributor. Now, you want to know what she said to me? She said, let's go, Kevin. No. Let's do it, Kevin. No. You're crazy. You've been talking to those people for too long. That's exactly what she said. I still tease her today. I go, you were my first dream stealer. She's just like, well, thank you so much for that label. I appreciate the fact that I was your first dream stealer. But that's what she said. She said, Kevin, she started instantly going into attorney mode on why where there was substantial evidence and why there was a case for staying at my corporate job. You've been there for this long, Kevin. You're rising up the corporate ladder. You're going to have this opportunity. This is secure. This is secure, Kevin. Don't forget secure. Did I mention secure? I mean, she's talking about secure over and over and over again. And I just said to her, listen, sweetie, I really feel like this is an answer to my prayers. I think I should become a distributor. And she said, and just had one of those shaking her head moments, rolled her eyes, gave me the hand, and walked off to think. And I went back to For Life, and I was crushed. My first rejection. I wasn't even a distributor yet. I had my first rejection. And so I went back to the office, and I was in probably a grumpy mood, and I probably took it out on Nathan in the basketball court. We played a lot of one-on-one games back there. I probably gave him a couple of
I won most of them.
So, strike that from the record. Okay, so we played basketball, and I just was just frustrated. And I got home, and now my wife is having one of those nights, right? Where she's counting the little particle holes in the ceiling. And she turns to me and she just said, Kevin, I love you. You have never led us astray. And I believe if you feel this is the right thing, I don't have to be converted yet. I just have to be your wife, and I'll support you. And so that was a big moment for me, because I knew now I've got my wife on board, right? Because we have teams, right? But in those teams, we have very intimate little circles and pockets, right? We're all a team that loves each other and tries to help each other. But my wife, I needed my wife. You know, I needed her on board. So she got on board. Now, I wish I could sit here and tell you that it's all been just smooth sailing from there. I became a distributor, and next day, making all sorts of money. Money overnight, right? Money for nothing. That, if anybody tells you that in For Life or elsewhere, put up the red flag immediately and don't take it down. This is not money for nothing. This is not money overnight. This is not get rich quick. This is the most legitimate opportunity without a ceiling that there is. But it is an opportunity, and I like to say this. Thomas Edison has a quote that I live by. And Thomas Edison said, you know, this is the father of inventions, right? Thomas Edison said that most people miss opportunity. And then he goes on to say why. Because it's dressed in overalls and disguised as work. Most people miss opportunity because it's disguised as work. Now this is network marketing, it's not net play, not net sit and do nothing. Listen, it's fun. It's a fun lifestyle, right? Great escape trips, conventions, these type of events. It's fun. It's a business with a lot of fun. It is a lot of hard work. But I'm telling you, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in For Life. There's nobody else. You know, we all heard the expression, there's two types of people, right? The people that are making their dreams come true, or the people that are working for somebody else to get their dreams to come true. You know, that's what For Life offers, is you can make your own dreams come true. Now, the car's gotten a little bit nicer, okay? It's a little bit nicer than the 1988 Toyota Camry, but this still isn't the biggest thing for me. I have got a bigger home now. You know, we went from the 1-bedroom apartment to 7 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Why does he need a house that size? Well, because I have 6 kids now.
Oh my God!
Now, that's crazy, right? But that's the family I always wanted to have. And guess what? Second baby, I tell him you're my nervous breakdown baby. Okay.
Boy or girl?
The second was a boy. The third one was my, I think I can do this baby. Like I had more confidence because I was making a little bit of money as a For Life distributor. The 4th, 5th, and 6th have all been like, welcome to the fold and let's enjoy life together. Those are my For Life kids, right? Those are my For Life kids. And so now it's, at least I'm told, it's medically impossible for me to have any more children. So we're done with 6, but we are excited about having the 6. And it's the biggest difference in the world. Because when I had my latest additions, instead of having this mixed emotions of, do I want to have a child? Can we afford to have a child? It was, hey, we wanted to have this family, and this is pure joy. Pure joy. Just the fact I'm going to be a daddy. I'm going to experience that day. Now, the car and the house are nice, but I feel like for the first time over the last 5 years, I've been the father my father would be proud of. I've been able to do this. So, we got to update our family picture now. This is our 6th one on the right. My rest of my kids, so we have the 4 boys and the 2 girls now. It's about memories, right? It's not just about materials, it's about memories. So we have a lot of fun at my house. You know, we get to go out and we get to do things. I'm the ultimate donut daddy now. Like, I always go to kindergarten daddy donut day. I not only have the donuts with them, we play a little bit of hooky. We check them out of school. We go watch a movie. We go do things like that. I tell them, as long as you get A's, when it comes to the donut day up at kindergarten, I'll come up, have a donut with you, read your book, and then we'll go watch the movie. Okay? So it's been a life-changing company for me. And I don't see it as a company now. This, to me, it's a part of who I am. It's not just what I do. For Life is a part of who I am. So much so that I've had lots of people, once you're in Utah especially, and you start to have a little bit of success in network marketing, they come out here like vultures, right? Hey, come to this company. This is better. We got a better product. Hey, look, we're opening up our doors over here. Hey, come and be second in line on a binary plan. Okay? All that's exciting, right? No. I have not had one single moment of temptation, because guess what? They don't offer what we have. They don't have the product we have. They don't have the corporate team we have. They don't have the culture we have. They certainly don't have the compensation plan we have. So we have good times. We always, when we go out and do things like this, we say the more mud probably means a better memory, right? So we want to make sure that we bring it back dirty. I coach all the teams now. So I coached, and that's hard to coach 3 boys with the 4th growing up, right? But we do so. I own my own time now. I have total freedom. So I coach. This is my 2nd grade, crazy, right? 2nd grader, little bobblehead with his helmet on, playing tackle football. But we had a great season, made the playoffs, beat a team in the playoffs. But I'm coaching teams right now. My son back there, I've coached him all throughout his life. Now I've passed him on. Now I'm coaching the other 2. But that's the great part about it, is I'm not just the dad who's throwing the ball out between my 9 to 5 job. I'm out there and I'm living the lifestyle. One of the funniest things, this is one of the funniest things, a little sidetrack here. But people in my neighborhood, and I live in what I call a PhD neighborhood with a high school diploma. I really do. Because almost everybody in my neighborhood is a doctor, an attorney, a dentist, businessman who's a vice president of a company. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I got my high school diploma at Wasatch High School. I went on to UVU and got a couple of years of education, But I tell you right now, this sounds crazy, but I have a couple of attorneys and doctors who envy my lifestyle. It's crazy. And I'll tell you one of the reasons I know why. I had this good friend who's a dentist, take my whole family to him to get their teeth cleaned. He says to me, he goes, Kevin, you want to know what bugs me the most about what you're doing? I'm like, well, yeah, sure, Shoot straight with me. He goes, you're not out there cutting your grass on Saturday. I'm like, what? He goes, have you ever noticed our neighborhood on a Saturday morning? He goes, everybody is out there cutting their grass on a Saturday. He goes, why? Because we're all working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and so we have to cut our grass on a Saturday. He goes, I've come by your place. You're out there throwing the ball around with your boy on Saturday morning. You want to know when I cut my grass? This is crazy, crazy, crazy. When I cut my grass, when the grass is long. Hey, the grass is long, I'm going to go cut my grass. I don't have a certain time or day that I have to cut my grass. Now I have a 15-year-old, so he gets to cut the grass. That's even better, right? But that's the thing, is you have ownership of your life. We have fun. We work hard, play hard, right? But we make sure we go out, we have fun. This is great. Alice Lilo, did you know BYU beat Texas? Yes. Texas came into BYU, we beat Texas. That was a good time right there. This was at Yellowstone National Park. Look, they all know how to throw a football now. Even the girls know how to throw a football now because we're always out there tossing the ball around and doing that kind of stuff. This is them being goofy at the North Pole exhibit this last Christmas. My wife and two of them at Yellowstone. Disneyland, you know, fun things. Things that can't be measured by what your income is, right? Things, but when life is over and my son is sitting at my funeral someday, he's going to talk about, hey, Dad invested his time in us. And Dad made memories with us. Dance recitals, that's throwing the football a lot for a boy to be able to catch that pass. He caught that one. You know, and so there's a lot of playing football now. But just to make sure that we don't have his head too big, I knew he was going to be here today. I hope this works here. Oh, I messed up. Nathan Larson, you're supposed to be up there doing this, right? Did that work? I had to breathe out a little. He's such a good football player. I had to show his first attempt at golf, right? But we gotta hold that one. But it's fun. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy each other. The next 15 years, okay? The next 15 years, for me personally, I'm sure you're not interested, but I want to tell you about the next 15 years as a company. The best 15 years are still ahead of us. They really are. I mean, when you think about how this is lining up, think about this. It's not, everybody's excited that Brazil is open, right? I've got a leader in Brazil and she's starting to do some good things. Everybody's excited about Indonesia and the growth in Indonesia and the growth in the Philippines, right? Is there a market that it seems like the A-team seems to get, but everybody else seems to be kind of missing the boat on this?
Yes. Here.
Is there a better market than this market? Is there a market that has been truly, I mean, this has not been pioneered. We're 15 years into this, and we have chased Japan and done great things in Japan. We've gone to Mexico and done great things in Mexico. We've done great things every market we've gone to. And this market here, which is the best economy in the world still, right, has people who would definitely like to spend money for one of two causes, right? I mean, and this is recession-proof. If the market's bad, people want to do what? They want to make a little bit more money. Show me an opportunity. If the market's bad, they're willing to invest a little bit to make more money. If the market's good, they're thinking about, man, life is good right now, I'm making some money, I better start being concerned about how long I'm on this earth to enjoy it, right? They start thinking about health. Either way, 4Life has the answer. Bad market, good market. But this market, hundreds of millions of people that need this opportunity more than ever. You know, it's disputable about where our economy is and compared to the world, right? There's no dispute that the people of this country need an opportunity more than ever. And so, you know, we have positioned ourselves not only to grow globally, but to do things in the United States that are going to be absolutely incredible. I wish my team would take a little bit of a hint from your team and start to realize how great this market is. So with that, I want to thank you for the time. I'm appreciative of being with you today. This is great. You know, don't take this for granted. There are not a lot of teams that get together and do these type of events. And I think it's a testament of your leaders, it's a testament of your team, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. So thank you so much.
Is he hanging out? Are you hanging out?
Kevin, are you hanging out or are you leaving?
No, I'm gonna hang out.
Okay.
California.